Good morning, everyone. Welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology, or at least a little astrology for these dailies. So this is your personal reading for December 13th, Tuesday, December 13th. And then I'll do the political after on Jeffery Clark. But this one's for you, and I'm using, as you can see, the Light Seers Tarot. This card's popping up. Ooh, Two of Cups. That's great. So the moon's still in Leo, and there's a trine up to the sun. So if it's the moon trine sun, that makes sense why we have the Two of Cups. It's still squaring Uranus, but it'll work its way out of that square that, we had on Monday, and we're still having early this morning, but maybe by later in the day, it's already worked its way through. But moon trine sun is a really nice flow of energy, a flow of connection, I would say, with this Two of Cups here for all relationships. It's also our health card, too. Okay, and then we have the Hanged Man, but it's reversed. I love her in the silks there, hanging at inversion training. It's hard work, man. I've never tried it, but I could only imagine. So I've heard it's really hard. Anyway, when we have the Hanged Man come through reverse, there's something that somewhere that we're having to wait and we're having to hang out because we don't have a solution yet to whatever we're trying to work through or work on or get to, or, could be project, could be partnership, could be any relationship issue where you're just kind of hanging out and you're waiting. And, and that makes sense because we do have the moon trying the sun, but it's also opposing Saturn. So Saturn, that opposition there brings through, well, it could be like running into a wall. Maybe you're in a partnership with someone, work partnership, co-worker, or something like that, work wife, work husband, whatever. And you're waiting for them. You guys get along really well. It's a great creative project, but you're waiting for them to come through with their work, and you're just kind of hanging loose. It's not bad, right? If it's a health issue, you could be waiting for diagnosis or prescription, or, you're just kind of hanging out. It's also possible when the Hanged Man comes through reverse, it's my card for humiliation. So if you're having a relationship issue, you might want to, if you're feeling humiliated for any reason, that would be the thing to work on. A lot of times when we have trouble in relationships, we have a hard time figuring out what we're really feeling. We get confused in our wounding, right? And we don't know what we're really feeling. And then we have the Empress. So that brings in the possibility that whatever it is, now it could be that it's an issue with your mom that's causing the relationship problem. They always say, or we used to always say in a healing school, it's like, if it's not the other, it's your mother, right? At least one of my teachers used to always say that. And it's true, because it's all of our relationship issues stem from our relationship with our parents, and especially our mother, because she's the first one. So now it could also be creativity. The Empress, that card is all about anything to do with motherhood. It's also about abundance, any type of abundance, which is everything. And how we nurture ourselves through a relationship. We might be kind of hung up trying to figure out what's really going on, and when you have to just love yourself through it. Yeah. I get the feeling, though, for the most part, everything's great, and I really do feel like it's more of a creative project. It's not really a problem. It's just that you're waiting. And that's okay. Maybe you're waiting for inspiration, and maybe if you're doing one of those things that's so normal to do where you're judging yourself because you're not getting the inspiration or the go-ahead or what do I really want to do? Just hang loose with yourself. Give yourself some more time. It could be to meditate and look up, because when the hangman comes through straight up, you're still hanging loose. You're looking at things from all angles, and you're letting go. And things are still uncertain. You're looking for a new perspective. So upright or down doesn't matter. You're still waiting. So, yeah. And other than that, I just wanted to say, I've gotten in trouble on YouTube for nudity on my cards. Can you believe that? So I've had to take all my decks. I have 2 of them that are still drying in my living room kitchen area, where I had to put little bathing suits on 8 of the major arcanas in the regular Rider-Waite. So anyway, if you're wondering, like, what in the heck is that? That's why. Okay, so this portion, you know what? I want to use Ciro Marchetti's deck. Hold on, because I'm going to lift my camera up a little bit, so take a second. Okay, so I'm using Ciro Marchetti's End of the Century deck, Kipper, and I'm going to read on Jeffery Clark now. So let's look at his future. He's the guy. You remember, I think it was, I don't know, was it in the summer? He's the guy that the feds came knocking on his door, and they wanted all his devices. And they took his phone, and I don't know, they might have taken some other things. But anyway, he answered the door in his underwear. and they said, he said, "Can I put some pants on first?" And they said no. I just think that's hilarious. Oh, he's a guy that Trump was trying to name for AG or assistant AG, and everybody, I think it was Pat Cipollone, said no, you do that and we're quitting, because I guess the guy just had a degree in environmental law. He was an attorney, an environmental law attorney, and that was it. There's no criminal. He had no criminal background, right? He's a criminal himself. It's like him and Michael Lindell. These idiots are just, conspiracy nuts. And anyway, I think he's going to go down for obstruction of justice. But let's see. Let's look at his legal future. What's coming down the pike for Jeffery Clark? Okay. That should do it. Let me make some room here. Get rid of this little book. Okay, Jeffery Clark. Worky. Maybe he'll be making license plates. Maybe this is the warden. I don't know. Okay, he's got a strategy. It could be that he has some support. He has some strategery going on. Oh, whoops, hold on. I don't have that much room. This could be the visitation from the feds, but anyway, let's see. Yeah, he's going to be mulling over a lot, obsessing. I think he has to be pretty worried about the details of everything that was on his phone. Oh, so they have information from way, way, way back. Yeah, that makes sense. He's worried about his reputation. Worried about his probably his wife if he gets locked up. Ooh, the worst card in the deck. So in the future, he's not going to be hireable, I don't think. This is the J6 committee. Let me keep going. Well, actually, hold on. Let's just look at this baseline here. He has plans, and like I said, a strategy. He's worried about his wife, his marriage, who will take care of her. I think. I mean, I don't know if he's married. I would imagine he is. But the J6 committee has had something on him for quite some time. It could be that this takes a couple of years before this is all said and done. And meanwhile, he's stewing and just, I mean, these are the two worst cards in the deck when it comes to, this one's like depression. This one is just being really tortured with worry. It's also the card for violence. So this could be that it comes through that he had plans with the J6 attack, right? Because we're talking, he's got to be in there with the fake elector scam dude. What's the guy's name? John Eastman. That's what the whole conspiracy is, right? Besides him being a conspiracy theory nut, he's hooked up with the conspiracy. And I think that's why we have these two here. And I think the community card, besides J6, this would be that there's a lot of people like him that are worried. We have these three cards here touching. And this is a card of visitors, but it's also a card of, giving anything. So I think in the future, he's going to be, he might be offered. It's possible that he's offered, or he already has been offered some type of immunity in order to, or a lessened sentence or something like that, to give up the goods. But in his future, it looks to me like it's going to take quite some time. Yeah, I think he's going to have an offer to hold on to some bit of his reputation, which he has none. It's also, this card is also one of those that have to do with a person's, end years, like old age type of. It's also, it's his public recognition. He has support, but is the support trustworthy? Is the thing. Let's keep going. Yeah, no, he's going to be distracted. The thievery card has to do with somebody loses something because they've been irresponsible. This is like a major warning, These are energy vampires and outright thieves. Oh, and here we go. Okay, so he's going to have to go before, or maybe he already did go before J6, but maybe this will be a grand jury, and there's nothing he can do about it. He just has to wait. Health issues. Somebody tries to bribe him, buy him out. Now this is him, okay. What is sneaking up behind his back? Oh, all communications and documents. That's everything that's on his phone. And the money that was exchanged and the risk that they went, through, put themselves through. And this, it kind of looks like him, but, I don't know that he'd wear one of those wigs, but, maybe this is Jack Smith. Or maybe this card is a stand-in for anyone who brings the judicial process forward. And there's a lot of the judicial process. I think he might be bribed if he hasn't been already. Wow. It's like, will he end up being the fall guy? It makes me wonder. Wow, so that's the long journey of experience he's on. Ooh, it's going to be a painful loss for him. Would this be his daughter? Oh, this could be Cassidy Hutchinson. Oh, boy. Yeah. So for sure it's her and her testimony that brings this painful loss. And eventually, because it could, remember down here, it could take quite some time, right? But that's the journey he's on. And this is our card for, that whole, you're obligated to the rules and regulations, right? And this is our card for politics. But this is our card for somebody having to take responsibility for the theft. Wow. So this is basically, like trying to overthrow the government, and this is a painful loss for him. I mean, we don't have the, whatever you call the other card, he's been lying, cheating, that whole thing. We don't have the imprisonment card and the whole inner circle. Yeah, and maybe this would be Jenny Thomas even, or the Publix heiress as well. This could be any of those older supportive women. But I'm feeling like he could be bribed, and he could, from the people who are in charge, or bribed by Trump and anyone else. He could also be bribed, or not bribed, but given some type of immunity for giving up the goods, because I don't think the guy is inclined to. I don't think he's very bright, and I don't feel like he's inclined to. Want to go to prison, right? So he'd give it up. He'd flip in a minute, and I think that's probably why. Because why do we not see the imprisonment card, right? Security, assets, stability, change. Yeah, it's going to take quite some time. Meanwhile, he has health issues. He's maybe he'll try to get away to another country. It won't work. Remember how they got Paul Manafort, but anyway, I think I've drawn every card there is in this deck, and I have this many left out of the 40 cards. One of these would be but I didn't draw that card, so I think he flips. Those are the signs of a flipper. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Big hugs. Take good care. Bye.